By the end of this video, you will know how to set up the double exponential moving average on 2 charts, how to trade each one, and why this indicator only gives you 2 settings to change when others give you 6. Those 2 carry double the weight. Get them wrong, and this tool will hurt you faster than any other moving average on your platform. Start with the 5-minute chart. Your problem here is that price on a 5-minute chart spends most of the session going nowhere in particular, and then moves violently for 20 minutes. A slow line misses the entire move. A fast line trades the nowhere. And this indicator is built for speed, which means it walks straight into the second trap unless you stop it. So set the length to 7 and leave the source on the closing price. And that is genuinely both of your inputs, because there is no third one waiting further down the panel. Anybody describing a secret third setting on this indicator is describing something that does not exist on your chart. 7 candles on a 5-minute chart is 35 minutes of price, and it is being read with the lag already stripped out of it. Because here is what this indicator is actually doing, and most explanations get this part wrong. It is not an exponential moving average applied twice, which would lag more rather than less. What it does instead is take an exponential moving average, then take a second exponential moving average of that first line, and subtract the difference between the two of them. Twice the first, minus the second. That second average is a measurement of the lag, and removing it pulls the final line up tight against price. You should hear the cost of that plainly, because nobody selling you this indicator is going to say it out loud. Removing lag means removing smoothing, and there was nothing else it could possibly have removed, which means that in a sideways market, this line will whipsaw you harder than an ordinary exponential moving average ever would. So it needs a filter, and that filter is the strategy. Add an ordinary exponential moving average alongside it, give it a length of 50, leave the source on the closing price, and make sure the offset is sitting at 0, 50, and not 55, and not 47. Everything else in this video is deliberately not the default, and I want to explain why this one is. The 50 and the 200 are watched by enough capital that price genuinely reacts when it arrives there. That is not folklore, it is a crowd. Moving off 50 to look original disconnects you from the only reason the level does anything at all. And while you are in that panel, look at the input called offset. Leave it at 0. Offset shifts the entire line sideways in time. Push it backward, and your moving average will appear to have predicted every move it actually lagged. Your chart will look brilliant. Your trading will not change at all. It is the one input on that panel that exists purely to help you lie to yourself. And I would rather you heard that from me than found it in a backtest. Now the rule: only take longs while price is above the 50, and only shorts while it is beneath. The 7-period double exponential moving average finds your entry. The 50 tells you which direction you are permitted to look. For the entry itself, wait in an uptrend for price to pull back and touch the fast line, and then close back above it. Enter on that close, stop beneath the low of the touching candle, and target the prior swing high. That is the chart where the line is a trigger. Now watch it stop being a trigger entirely. The 15-minute chart. New problem. The trend here is real, but the pullbacks inside it are deep enough to stop you out of a position you were completely right about. You do not need a faster line. You need a line that stops describing individual candles and starts describing direction. So push the length out to 18, and this time change the source as well, moving it away from the closing price and onto the average of each candle's high and low. 18 candles at 15 minutes each is 4.5 hours, which is most of a trading session, and that is long enough to ignore the kind of noise a 7-period line spends its whole day chasing. But because the lag has been mathematically removed from this line, it still turns sooner than a standard 18-period exponential average would at that same length. That combination is the only reason this indicator is worth putting on a chart at all. The strategy stops being about touches. Watch the slope. A line rising steeply describes momentum you can lean on. A line that has flattened describes a market that has stopped going anywhere, whatever the last candle happened to do. Confirm it with the average directional index, which gives you 2 inputs and nothing more. So bring both of them down to 12 rather than the default they arrive at, which lets the index react inside a single session rather than across one. When the line slopes upward and the index reads above 25 and rising, the trend has strength behind it. Keep that 25, by the way, for exactly the reason you kept the 50. It is a threshold that works because enough people watch it. And when the line flattens and the index drops beneath 20, walk away from the chart. That is not a signal to reverse. It is the tool telling you it has nothing useful to say right now. Enter on a pullback while the slope is still clearly upward, stop below the last swing low, and exit when the slope flattens, not when price merely touches the line. A touch inside a strong trend is normal. Being shaken out by one is expensive. One last thing, short lengths buy you speed and hand you noise. Long lengths buy you reliability and hand you late entries. So pick the length that matches how long you actually hold a position, and respect the fact that a lag-free average in a sideways market is the fastest way to lose money this indicator offers you. Test all of it on your own charts first. A rule you have never watched fail is a rule you do not yet understand. The free guide is in the description below. It covers every setting and strategy in this video in full detail. Next, the strategy that pairs the relative strength index with the moving average, convergence, divergence, and why running both usually means running the same indicator twice.